Hi, welcome to JStarter, Unleashing the Jewish Potential. On average, Jewish donors give about twice as much to philanthropic endeavors as your average donor. Although Jews constitute only 2% of the population, in America, they make up about 25% of mega donors throughout America. Unfortunately, 80 to 90% of the funds that Jews donate go to causes outside the Jewish community, leaving us with just 10%. So we have to ask ourselves, what if they gave it all to Jewish causes? Well, as you can imagine, the Jewish nonprofit and philanthropic landscape would look quite different. Indeed, it's a lost potential of about $7.4 billion. And in the next 2 decades, the dynamic is going to change even more so as current funders donate their wealth to their next-gen heirs. The impact is that Jewish organizations are starving. 75% of all startups say that they can't access the funds that they need to get started or keep going. This is what Jewish philanthropy looks like today. You have a large amount of donors that would like to support very specific causes through a transparent and democratic system. However, because of the federations and large foundations, it becomes very hard for donors to access and democratically support the causes that they believe in through a transparent mechanism. So, donor Plony is left with the question, how am I able to reach and support the cause that I believe in most through an easy system? On this point, the Philanthropy News Digest, in an article entitled 6 Key Trends Transforming Jewish Philanthropy, write regarding the future of Jewish philanthropy that more donations and smaller dollar amounts going to more organizations are what is held for the future. The end result is that startups and entrepreneurs in the Jewish innovation sector will reap the benefits. So this is what the future of Jewish philanthropy looks like, where donors can easily access, understand, and support the causes that they believe in most. So how do we get from today to the future? Well, that's what JStarter is all about. Our mission is to break down the walls between Jewish creators and entrepreneurs and those seeking to be supporters and collaborators of fresh ideas. JStarter is a combination of crowdfunding mixed with collaboration and networking opportunities. Crowdfunding is funding a venture or project through large networks, usually online. It offers a direct connection between a project and those wishing to support that project. So let's look at the addressable market of crowdfunding for the Jewish people. This graph represents the annual revenue in billions of dollars per year generated by crowdfunding. In 2012, we saw it at $0.7 billion, then taking an 80% increase in 2013, reaching $2 billion, with projections of $5 billion and $15 billion for 2014 and 2015. So if we do a simple calculation, taking the 2014 projection of $5 billion, multiplying that by the Jewish population, which is 1.5%, and then an extra 10% on top of that because Jews are more likely to give by at least 10% margins, that yields $82.5 million in crowdfunding revenue generated by the Jewish people globally. But we need to multiply that by 2, since when Jews do give, they give on average about twice as much as your average donor. Meaning that in 2014, the projected revenue generated in crowdfunding by the Jewish people is $165 million. However, this underestimates Israel's startup nation economy for crowdfunding, which is virtually untapped. There's only one other crowdfunding platform out there for Israel, and already in the first 3 years, it's generated over $7 million of capital through crowdfunding for its startup organizations. By the year 2015, that projection is due to raise to $247.5 million in revenue generated by the Jewish people through crowdfunding. Taking a look at the landscape of crowdfunding across the world, we know that there are 536 crowdfunding platforms out there. However, only one of them is for the Jewish people, and it's being treated as a side project. Let's talk about the specific services that JStarter would offer. One, as we've already discussed, is crowdfunding. 2 is a suite of premier launch services to help guarantee the impact and success of our JStarter ventures. And 3 is networks. Let's take a moment to discuss the networking opportunities of JStarter. Meet Susie. She's a liberal Jew living in Denver, Colorado, with a casual connection to her Jewish community. She hears about JStarter and is inspired to start a project of her own. So, she takes the next step and she reaches out to her immediate contacts. She calls aunts and uncles, grandparents, cousins, friends, and students at her local college to try and rally the support for the cause that she wants to help launch on JStarter. Then, she asks those social networks to reach out to their own social networks to help her mobilize the support that she needs. As those supporters enter the JStarter website and experience our online platform, they'll be given opportunities similar to LinkedIn to connect with other exciting ventures and people. The result is complex and dense social networks that can blossom into great things with JStarter as a global hub. So our ask to you today is that you help join us in being strategic partners in the vision of launching JStarter. Thank you for your time.